Alright, let's unpack one of history's biggest power moves, how the British Empire ended up ruling India. It all starts in the early 1600s. Imagine British traders landing on Indian shores not as conquerors, but as guests eager for spices, silks and tea. The East India Company got permission to trade, and at first it was all business, but underneath, seeds of ambition. Fast forward to the mid-1700s. India wasn't one giant country. It was a patchwork of kingdoms, sultans and empires often in conflict. The British saw opportunity. They played politics, making alliances with some rulers, fighting others. They weren't above bribery or betrayal either. Think divide and conquer, but with contracts and cannons. The real turning point, 1757, the Battle of Plassey. The British, with just a few thousand men, defeated a much larger Indian army by teaming up with local allies and, let's be real, a bit of backstabbing. Overnight, the East India Company went from traders to power brokers. Over the next 100 years, they expanded city by city, state by state, sometimes through bloody battles, sometimes just by outsmarting rivals. They imposed taxes, controlled trade, and set up a government run by, well, themselves. And if anyone resisted, like in the 1857 rebellion, they crushed it hard. By the late 1800s, the British Crown took over from the company. India was now the jewel in the crown of the British Empire. For Britain, it meant riches and resources. For Indians, it meant a loss of freedom, culture, and sometimes even life. But here's what's wild, it wasn't just guns and armies. The British used laws, education, even language to control minds as much as land. They rewrote histories, changed systems, and left a mark that's still felt today. So from a handful of traders to rulers of millions, it wasn't just force, it was strategy, manipulation, and a whole lot of patience. The story of how the British colonized India is a masterclass in power, but also a lesson in what happens when ambition goes unchecked. History isn't just dates and battles, it's choices, consequences, and stories that shape us all. If you found this eye-opening, hit follow for more deep dives into the past.